EFF Gauteng Secretary Moshe Koma is in hot water for allegedly attending only 18 out of the more than 40 Gauteng legislature sittings in the last 5 years. Now, he could face charges of defrauding the provincial legislature of millions of rand in salaries without allegedly doing the job. Let's get more on what the possible consequences could be for Mr. Koma, and we're joined by the Gauteng Legislature Privileges and Ethics Committee member, Lesego Makhubela. Mr. Makhubela, good evening to you and thank you for your time. Firstly, can we start with whether or not the committee satisfied itself that Mr. Koma was not on leave?
Yeah, of course. The complaint came to the committee through a member of the African National Congress. The committee appointed the Integrity Commissioner to institute an investigation into the allegations. And the Integrity Commissioner of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature then presented the report to the committee. It was taken to the House. All reports of committees are subjected to the House. In fact, all parties in the committee were unanimous that there should be harsher steps taken to recoup all the monies that Mr. Koma has earned. So all the parties, the multi-party committee, it was taken to the House sitting of Friday last week. The House sitting was unanimous that Mr. Koma should be able to pay back all the monies he earned, but over that, more than that, that he should face criminal prosecution, that this matter should be referred to the police. Remember, members of the provincial legislature, councillors, as well as members of parliament, they take an oath of office before a judge under Section 107. And therefore, one of the prescription in that oath is that you will serve, you will diligently serve the people loyally. And therefore, as a result of that, it was a feeling of the House sitting that we take a decision that this man should be prosecuted, that the criminal charges should be instituted against him, because he has been absconding from work not for 5 weeks, not for 5 days, but for 5 years.
So let me ask the question then. I'm sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
What proof is there that he only attended 18 meetings out of the more than 44 over 5 years? Who was doing the counting?
It's actually more than 60. But the meetings of committees, meetings of House sittings are public. They are broadcast on all social media platforms. Sometimes the media attends them. The meeting that decided his fate, he was not even there. In the meeting that was discussing him, Mr. Koma was not in that meeting. He was absent without leave again. So there are registers, even when some of the meetings are hybrid. Those hybrid meetings, you still fill in a register. Yeah. Your presence can be faked. It's easy to actually trace your electronic footprint in those meetings. Your physical presence can be faked because these meetings are public, and I think that's what the Integrity Commissioner used to actually arrive at that. In fact, the chairperson of committees, who is responsible for ensuring that attendance and all sorts of work that is done by members of the provincial legislature, also was interviewed and had to actually furnish the Integrity Commissioner and the committee with the report.
Talk to us about what the rules say when a member is going to be absent from the legislature for an extended period of time. What is the procedure?
In our case, I'm the chief whip of the majority party in the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. If a member is maybe sick or that member is going on leave, he informs the party chief whip, who must then inform the speaker of the Gauteng Provincial Legislature. That has never happened. We consulted the party in question, and hence the party never objected to the inquiry. The EFF in the committee never objected to the inquiry. The EFF in the House never objected to the inquiry. Yeah. It is not a mistake that on the statement we released, we said that this report was adopted unanimously. All members of the House actually agreed to this particular report. Because
So the EFF is aware of the behavior of its own member?
Of course. I mean, Mr. Koma is not an ordinary member of the EFF. In fact, he's the provincial secretary of the EFF. He's the most senior leader of the EFF. In terms of how it works, the boss of all the caucuses, it's the provincial secretaries. Mr. Ngeza is the boss of the ANC Gauteng provincial caucus. Of course, those responsibilities are delegated to me because I'm a member of the Gauteng provincial legislature. In this case, Mr. Koma is the boss of the EFF caucus and has not been to work for 5 years, earning millions of rands. It's not even just about the salary that it gets paid to him. It's the tools of trade that are given to him, the cell phone of the legislature, the laptop of the legislature, as well as the medical aid and other benefits that he gets from the Gauteng provincial legislature. Of course, all this is taxpayers' money. All this is paid to him by the taxpayer. So he's literally paid to just be at home in Limpopo to look after his goats.
Has he spoken to the committee at all? Has the committee made attempts before finding him guilty to talk to him, to say, what is your story?
Well, in the report that was tabled to the House, the Integrity Commissioner says they left a number of messages, and he kept on responding that I will get back to you. They've written letters. They've done everything in their power to even reach him. I'm saying that even the meeting that decides his fate, he's not in that meeting. He was not in the meeting that decided his fate. I see that Newzroom Afrika even downplays the number of meetings that he attended. It's over 60 meetings in the period of 5 years. And these are House meetings. There's a difference. There's House meetings, there's committee meetings, there's oversight meetings. And remember, the remuneration of a public servant, of an MPL, you are also paid on what is called constituency work. So there's constituency work that you must be doing because you get this money because you are expected to be in Ekurhuleni, in Tshwane, in Johannesburg, in Sidibeng, and all these areas of Gauteng, servicing our people. He has never done that. So there's a number. That's why the legislature made such harsh recommendations against a member who actually blatantly, through the help of his party, has been earning for just being at home in Limpopo, looking after his goats.
So let's talk about the monies, therefore. How much money has been calculated here that Mr. Koma is assumed to have earned over the last 5 years? And is it the committee's view, as per its recommendations, that he pays back?
Yeah, of course, the salary of all public servants is legislated. It's public knowledge how much any public servant earns. And therefore, a year, an ordinary MPL will earn around 1.1 million. Of course, that money is broken into medical aids, benefits, constituency funds, and all sorts of things. In a period of 5 years, that is over 5-point-something million rands, plus the money that he earns in pension.
Has the committee adopted these recommendations? Because one of them, as I understand it, is that he potentially be referred to the NPA for prosecution. So which one will supersede the other, or will the two be done concurrently? In other words, pay back the money and be prosecuted at the same time for allegedly defrauding the House, or could the one fall away? Let's say he pays back the monies that are demanded of him, would he still be prosecuted?
Yeah, the committee unanimously adopted the report. That's the first one. It then took the report to the House. The House adopted the report unanimously. Not even a single member of his party objected to the report as it was tabled in the House by the chairperson of the committee, who is the deputy speaker of the Gauteng provincial legislature. Now, he has been earning these monies unlawfully, that's number one. But number two, he has broken his oath of office. We stand before a judge. So the law of this country is that legislators, as well as MPs and councillors, they stand in front of a judge. and they either take an affirmation or an oath of office. And he has taken an oath of office. And that oath of office is that he will diligently serve the people of Gauteng. In this case, he has failed to do so for 5 years, and his party has failed to actually rein him in. And that is the part where criminal prosecution have been recommended, because we are expected to serve. We are paid to serve. The taxpayer pays us money, a salary, so that we are able to serve. We are given a car allowance so that we are able to reach our people in the outskirts of this province and every part of this province. That's why we took a multi-pronged approach. Firstly, to recover his earnings, but secondly, to ensure that we hold him accountable on the affirmation or the oath of office that he would have taken in front of a judge.
It is not lost, neither on me nor the viewer, because you are clad in ANC colors. Would you be just as vigorous had this been an ANC member? I understand you're here in your capacity as a member of the Privileges and Ethics Committee, but were this an ANC member who acted in this fashion, would the party throw the book at him?
The last interview I did here was because of a lie of an old man called Jack Bloom, who had been a member of the Gauteng provincial legislature from 1994, who tweeted that the premier of the Gauteng province, Panyaza Lesufi, came late to the house. I gave the producers of Mr. Mdluli the live footage of the proceedings, and I said, you can play it yourself. And it was proven that, no, Mr. Lesufi actually even arrived earlier than Mr. Bloom. I am the chief whip. I cracked the whip. I don't play with that whip. The members of the ANC are found in every community. They are found doing oversight work. They are found interacting with our people in every part of this province. And they are found in all the committee meetings. They are found in the house meetings. They don't miss meetings. And that's the discipline, the iron discipline that we've been exercising. And it's not because of anything else, but it is because we owe it to the people who pay our salaries, but we owe it to the people of Gauteng to be able to go out there and do the work. The story of Mr. Koma, what it tells us is that the EFF says us, elect us, give us salaries, because the 18 sittings that Mr. Koma has done, I can send you all the clips. He comes to the house sitting after not coming for a while. He always comes during the State of the Province address, arrives at the State of the Province address because the media is there. There are cameras. He plays to the camera, throws water, becomes disruptive. Then after that, eats the catering, the lunch. Then he leaves, disappears for months. And that's what the EFF has been doing all this time. And this is what the electorate is presented with. You are presented with, yes.
Mr. Makhubela, I have to stop you there because, unfortunately, they are not here to answer for the behavior of their members, but I also can't allow you to campaign because this is now tantamount to you campaigning. So we're going to have to pause the conversation there.
It's not true, because when I was invited, you said you will call them.
Indeed, and
yeah,
we did.
That's the agreement.
In fact, that is what I'm going to tell the viewer now, because this should not have been a one-sided interview, if you like. And so it is that moment where I thank you, but let me tell the viewer as well that we did attempt to get a hold of the EFF. Unfortunately, they simply could not return our calls, nor did they pick them up. So that's the state of affairs. If and when the EFF does decide to respond, it is an open platform. Mr. Koma, if you're watching yourself, please come through. We are happy to get your side of the story.